So Carol Wright, what we've learned and what others already knew, that she was a bright, educated, independent, iron-willed, and reliable person. And she always had something of value to add to a conversation. She was a quiet giver. I had one of her friends call me after this incident and told me that she was involved with a not-for-profit for single mothers to help them get food, shelter, and work. On February 6th, 2022, all those attributes were stolen from Carol, stolen from the family in a painful, disturbing, and violent way. And within moments, as Carol lay on the concrete surface below, a scheme was hatched to hijack the truth about what really happened. An attempt to perpetuate a fraud, to change the legacy of everything that Carol had earned for 79 years. That scheme was that the bridge tender followed all safety protocols to the letter T, and that Carol, through her own recklessness, caused her own death. The bridge tender gave a statement to the police. In this statement, she outlined painstakingly how she went out onto the balcony 4 separate occasions to visually check at 1 p.m. She said she gave 2 intercom warnings, and that Carol crawled underneath the gate with her bicycle and was bending over to pick up her phone when she fell below and killed herself. Little did the bridge tender know, but Carol's phone was safely at home. She didn't have her phone that day. This story appeared to go as planned until an elite group of investigators got involved. That was the beginning of the end of this hoax. Unbeknownst to those involved, there was video cameras on the Palm Beach side. And those video cameras clearly show the bridge. It shows the bridge house. It shows the balcony that goes around the bridge house, and it shows the door going in and out of the bridge house. And the City of West Palm Beach Police Department got several hours of video. And that video shows that the bridge tender, Artusua Polk, not only did she not go out 4 times for the 1 p.m. opening, she didn't go out at all. As a matter of fact, despite several openings, she did not go out and do a visual examination or check since 9:03 a.m. that morning. The police also spoke to several witnesses who confirmed that despite Artusua Polk's claim that she gave 2 intercom warnings to pedestrians, not 1 intercom warning was given that day for the 1 o'clock opening, not 1. The final blow to those responsible's hatching of this scheme was the cell phone records when the City of West Palm Beach Police Department got a subpoena for those records. And those cell phone records and deleted text message outline this conspiracy. The conspiracy to tell the police that you did everything right. The conspiracy that Carol did everything wrong. And, by the way, delete these text messages. There was one very telling text message that we found, or the police found, that said, "I just killed a lady." And that was shortly after the incident. That tells you her state of mind. I want to thank you all, the media. I want to thank Chief Diana Matty of the City of West Palm Beach Fire Department. I want to thank the town of Palm Beach and their police department with Chief Nicholas Caristo. I want to thank the City of West Palm Beach Police Department, including Chief Frank Adderley, Assistant Chief Tony Spatara, Captain Joe Ahern, Lieutenant Billy DeVito, Sergeant Dennis Hardiman, and Detectives Ivy Earhart, Regina Wood, Andrea Branch, Felix Leon, and Aaron Sam. It's because of you that Carol got her voice back. Still today from her grave, Carol got her voice back, and she's still being heard because of your efforts. That investigation confirms everything that I've been saying all along, that we've been saying, that Carol was legally there to be seen, that the bridge tender did not look. Carol was trapped on the bridge and valiantly fought to save her own life. At the February 14th, 2022 press conference, you all asked me whether I was going to file suit. I told you that with my weapons, I aim before I shoot. I told you that I need to get my boots on the ground and that we needed to await the investigation. I also requested those responsible, if they had anything to refute anything that I said at that press conference, please send it my way. And you know what? To date, I've received nothing. I asked for folks to reach out if you had any information about bridge tenders, drawbridges, other incidents, and we got a huge response. Former bridge tenders, friends of Carol, and also people that experienced similar episodes, but for the grace of God, they didn't get hurt or die, obviously. My question was at the beginning of all this, was this an anomaly? Was this an isolated incident? And we've learned that there are at least 5 other incidents before Carol's. This is likely the tip of the iceberg. We may learn of others that were quietly and confidentially swept away. We've learned that it's not the waters, but the bridges that are troubled in this paradise. And it's with that backdrop that we, Jill Sanchez and my firm, announce that we're filing suit today against Florida Drawbridges Inc. and Artishua Park. And we'll take some limited questions if you have any.
What are you seeking with this lawsuit?
Well, it's outlined in my second paragraph. If you have a copy, I gave a copy to those that were here. We clearly outline in delineation exactly what we're looking for. So what we've learned is there's no sensors on the drawbridges, similar to what you have with a garage door opener. Garage doors, when you command them to open or close, will refuse to do so if there's a person or object in harm's way. We ask that they do something similar to that. We ask that they put cameras inside the bridge house and on the balcony so that the supervisors can verify that these bridge tenders are in fact doing these at least 3 visual checks for each bridge opening. We're asking that they increase the education requirements, the training requirements. We ask that they increase the benefits, give them better hours and more pay for the bridge tenders. This job needs to be taken seriously, and it's not taken seriously enough. We ask that they hire additional well-qualified bridge tenders so that these folks don't have to work multiple shifts in a row or multiple days in a row without a day off. And we ask that the FDI, Florida Drawbridges Inc., encourage and support us in enacting legislation to create additional policies, procedures, penalties, and oversight for the operation of drawbridges. And obviously, this is a civil case. We're seeking money damages. As we've said from day one, this is a civil lane of traffic here. The criminal lane of traffic is not, we have no position. And that whether the police and the state attorney's office decide to investigate or ultimately charge, that's between those.
But are you disturbed by her encouraging her employees?
I am disturbed by what I saw, what I read. The most disturbing part is if the police didn't get involved, that would be the narrative that Carol would have died under. That would be her legacy, that she was reckless, that she caused her own death, that she crawled underneath the little barrier with her bicycle, that she had her cell phone, she bent over to pick up her phone and fell in the water and caused her own death. So I am angry about that. And again, but as far as criminal prosecution, we're not taking position as to whether criminal charges should or should not be pursued.
Could you kind of go into detail how you came up with this list included in the complaint? You mentioned earlier that you spoke with some bridge tenders and you spoke of 5 other incidents that happened prior to this. Can you kind of elaborate on how you came up with this list? One of them is a sensor, like a garage sensor.
Well, the sensor is something that I thought of right prior to the press conference of February 14th. It just makes sense. I mean, your garage door will not open or close if there's something in harm's way, so why can't you do the same? I think Channel 5 uncovered last week or 2 weeks ago that, in fact, Florida Drawbridges Inc., along with FDOT, are testing those sensors in Miami. And so far they've been successful, and it's preventing the opening and closing of bridges when people would have been in harm's way. So that actually is in fact panning out to be a reality and working reality.
Do you think the training that these bridge tenders go through is not enough from what you've gathered?
From what I've gathered, and again, I've spoken to former bridge tenders, and the former bridge tenders, the overwhelming complaint was the lack of training, the lack of education, the lack of safety, the lack of following policies, procedures, or the enforcement of same, the hours, the pay, and just not taking the job serious. Then these folks, that's a very serious job up there if you don't do it right, as we see. And similar to tenders for railroad or any other responsible position, you need to pay these people commensurate with the value of the position, and train them and educate them and have requirements and fulfill those requirements through enforcement. If you have a supervisor that's responsible to come to the bridge one time per month, what's the likelihood those folks are going to follow the policies and procedures? It's not very likely. And that's why we know of 5 prior incidents, and I have the dates. 5 prior incidents of folks, May 13th, 2013, December 8th, 2015, March 3rd, 2017, November 14th, 2020, and December 8th, 2020. Those are the few that we're aware of right now. And I promise you that after the suit we filed today, we're going to do discovery. And it's likely we're going to find out that there's been many others that quietly and confidentially just kind of drifted out to shore.
Your lawsuit lays out possible solutions here. And as you said earlier, yes, we discovered that FDOT and FDI are testing technology in Miami on the bridge to try to prevent another tragedy from happening. Jill, if you will, if you're comfortable, what is your message to state lawmakers, to FDOT, about this technology?
It needs to happen today. I don't want another family to have to go through this. And as we all know how government works, that can take years. We can't wait years. Bridges are always covered in pedestrians, especially in Palm Beach County. And for them to have gotten away with 1 death, I consider them lucky. There could have been 4 or 5 people on that bridge at the same time. We're not lucky. We have a huge loss. But it needs to happen now.
And if you will, could you talk about your emotions sitting here today and what this lawsuit means to you and your family?
You know, it's well deserved what Lance is doing for us to take the next steps. I don't think there's any other action right now that Florida drawbridge will hear. They're going to hear this.
May I say something as a neighbor to the area?
Yes, ma'am.
So I walk often over the bridge, and for me, I feel that simply if you just stop the pedestrians where the cars stop and not allow us to go any further would be,
That's a great idea as well.
that's all we have to do. The pedestrians are actually allowed to go right up to the tower, and the cars, if you look, have to stop further back.
That's a great point.
If we could just put the gate, even for me, now that and I'm very sorry that over your loss, but if we could just stop where the cars stop and not go any further, that would be.
That's a great point, and it kind of aligns with the witness I spoke to. He told me that he was so close to the bridge house when he came up he was going from here to Palm Beach to his job. When he pulled up, the gate was already trapped Carol inside. She was there, and the bridge was just starting to lift. So she was still able to stand without any problem. So he went feet away, violently knocked on the bridge house door. No one came out, so he goes back. She's clinging on, begging for her life. Said it went on for several minutes. At some point, she slipped down, grabbed his arm, and he said that because he weighed about 155 pounds and she weighed slightly more than him, he was only able to hold on to her for like 1 minute, and then she fell, unfortunately, and we know what happened after that.
Well, when you walk over the bridge, it takes 3 seconds for that bridge to go up. Like, because of the accident, and again, I'm very sorry, if you go beyond where the cars can go, up to the bridge, it takes 3 seconds to go up. There was no way anybody could even hold on to your railing. I was thinking about like doing like chin-ups. There's no way anybody could hold on to those
Right.
railings. They're slippery, they're fat. It's just impossible.
Well, we saw one witness sent me a video. You probably saw it on TV. It was covered exclusively, but from November 2020, where a bicyclist, he was in great shape, was clinging on for dear life, and then luckily for him, a Good Samaritan got out of the car after he stopped filming and went and actually helped him down. He was able to get down without too many injuries. But Carol Wright, 79, her arms and hands, her body's 79, and she only had so much strength, and unfortunately physics won out against her.
I know you put the state on notice to sue. Is there anything you can share with us in terms of, have you learned anything from your investigation that, even though Florida Drawbridge is responsible for maintaining and the employment of the bridge tenders, doesn't the state also have a responsibility to ensure that there are cameras, that there?
Well, Florida Drawbridges Inc. under Florida law, because they are the owner, they are responsible as well. But as far as the legislation or rules or laws that govern the mandate of having cameras, there are none. And I've said from day one, you do not need all these cameras and sensors if you enforce the policies that you have in place. If you hire well-educated, qualified folks, you pay them appropriately and train them appropriately and oversee them appropriately, they'll do their job, and you don't need sensors and cameras. You only need those if you're not going to enforce your policies, procedures.
All those accidents you were referring to, are they on this bridge or are they on various bridges?
Some are on this bridge. There's one on the bridge, the North Bridge going to Palm Beach, and then we have the bridge up in Royal Park Bridge up in North Palm Beach as well. So we're still trying to confirm which, if any of those, additionally are Florida dot bridges.
Do you believe the state should have more regulation over these bridge tenders as far as any type of licensing or any type of?
I mean, you need a license to drive a car. You need a license to do just about everything in life. So, I mean, from what I've gathered, and I just barely got my boots on the ground, but we're going to find out more. It just seems as though this position is taken very lightly. I had a former bridge tender call me and tell me that they advertise for bridge tenders on Craigslist. They meet at a Days End conference room. They're told well in advance they're going to have to give a urinalysis test so they can do whatever they need to do to cleanse. They go there, have 5 hours of training. They're given the keys to these multi-million-dollar bridges, and people's lives are at stake. So, again, I've not confirmed that through this lawsuit, but I will. But if that is in fact true, it seems to be a systemic problem that can be easily eliminated. Any other questions?
Can you elaborate a little further on that? You talk about in here increasing education, training. What do you propose is reasonable for something like this, for these bridge tenders?
I mean, again, you wouldn't need any of that if it's taken seriously, but I mean, I'm not an expert on drawbridges, but you gotta have a weekly or bi-weekly safety meeting to go over the policies, procedures, the importance of getting out of the chair and walking out onto the balcony and doing the visual examinations. I mean, you gotta stress that week in and week out. You gotta have training, mandated training yearly. My understanding is that the former bridge tender company had 40 hours of mandated training per year. It was reduced to 24 when Florida Drawbridge Inc. took over. They used to have monthly safety meetings, and those have been put to the wayside. So it just seems like there's a systemic problem here from within, and this easily could be eliminated by give the position the respect it's due. Give the folks the pay it's due. Give them the time off that they deserve for a stressful job. Give them the benefits. Give them full-time benefits. That's another complaint, that they work these folks, but they don't give them full-time benefits. They keep them part-time, and they make them work multiple shifts and multiple days in a row without a day off. They need to be given the dignity of the position and pay for the position and the service and the education and the enforcement. They need to give supervision. One time a month to each bridge house it's not enough. I mean, it should be a daily requirement. So again, we saw that the problem resulted in the unfortunate death of a beautiful woman. And by the way, Carol Wright, I wish I had known her before, but she was born a long time ago, before I was, and she grew up in this world, which it's sad, but women were supposed to be seen and not heard. She was a pioneer. She was a fighter. She moved to California when she wanted to in the 60s and worked out there. She's always had a voice. She never let anybody keep their thumb on her and keep her down. And she always had an intelligent voice. A lot of people have voices and say, but they don't have something intelligent to say. Carol Wright always had something intelligent to say. She was always given to the community, but she wasn't in front of a camera with a check, handing somebody a check. She was a very quiet giver. And that's what was stolen from this family.
Jill, if Carol were here, sitting here now, what do you think she'd
She would say that she's proud that I'm fighting for her, and she would say, don't stop.
We have a lot of people that are coming from all over the world to, you know, I mean, Florida is just now a state that everybody wants to move to. And a lot of people don't know stop signs, don't go beyond. So if you do recommend and suggest that we stop pedestrians where the cars stop as well, that they actually put a gate that you can't go under.
Right.
Because people think they're funny, they don't take it seriously, they don't know how fast that bridge goes up. I mean, I was so surprised by that.
That's another great point. And again, there's plenty of incidents where people are impatient. They try to go around trains. They try to go under the guard gate to cross the bridge. They drive through it. They're not paying attention. That's exactly what did not happen here. Carol Wright, just so we're clear, Carol Wright had gone past the east guard gate. It was open. Both gates were open when she went past. She was in between the guard gates when they closed them down. She had a barrier to her right. She had a barrier and water to her left, and she had gates in front of her and behind her. She couldn't get out. She was trapped. She was legally there to be seen. So it's a point well taken that there are incidents of people who just do it a daredevil style or they're impatient, but that wasn't the case here, and nor is it the case for the other cases I mentioned either. I spoke to these folks. One of them's a medical doctor. I mean, these people are credible folks that aren't looking out to try to earn a buck by getting hurt on a bridge.
Your lawsuit looks like you're trying to more reform this industry. Is that what you're after here?
From day one, she's my boss. My marching orders were, please prevent this from happening again. It's never been about the money. It's about preventing this from happening again. And of course, civil case, it is money too, but that was my directive from day one. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.